I wanted to make one more video on dilation because I feel like I misrepresented an idea in one of my earlier videos. So, and I'll try to make this quick. So let's just take the function y equals x squared. And I've went ahead and I've already graphed it here. Pretty familiar with this function probably. So let's just horizontally dilate this function by a factor of 2. So we know when we horizontally dilate, we're just multiplying all of our x's by 2, leaving everything else the same. So let's go ahead and look at that graph on our graphing calculator website. And we see something we've already seen in many of our other dilation videos. When we horizontally dilate by 2, it compresses our parabola inwards. So now let's look at a vertical dilation. Oops, old problem. So now let's say we wanted to vertically dilate this equation by 4. So do y, and we know we have to put the 4 on the outside, and we want to multiply the rest of our equation by the rest of our function by this 4 to vertically dilate it by 4. But notice something interesting here. This just equals y. This just simplifies to 4x squared. And also notice that this simplifies to 4x squared. So that's interesting. When we did this, we got the same equation, even though we did a horizontal dilation here and a vertical dilation here. And so what this basically is trying to illustrate is that, and let's look at these graphs here, this is our 2x squared, this is our vertical one, and notice they're the same. The green one just goes right over the blue one. And so what I just wanted to illustrate here was that there can be multiple ways to transform the same graph. Like if we were given this red line and say, how do I transform this into the blue line? We could have said, well, we could have observed some points and been like, oh, we horizontally dilate it by 2. But an entirely different student could have been like, well, we just vertically dilate it by 4. And they would have both been right. It's both the same answer. So there isn't just one right way to dilate functions. Even though in a previous example I had shown that it didn't seem like you could shift and horizontally dilate, maybe I still think that's true, but that's not always true for every problem. There's not always just one way to get to the correct, one way to alter a function to get to the other one. You should get the same answer in the end, right? These are both 4x squared, but there may be different approaches to get there. So just go ahead and keep that in mind. So when you see something, you're like, why can't I shift and horizontally dilate rather than vertically dilate? It may be that you actually can. It's just more steps. And there's actually nothing wrong with that. So I hope that helped clarify that point. And I hope to see you in my next video.